Secretary of State Antony Blinken took time out of his whirlwind 2-day visit to Israel and the West Bank to come here in Jerusalem and meet with social activists from around Israel. The Here is the Fieldbait organization, a venue that brings together Israelis and Palestinians on the seam line between West Jerusalem and East Jerusalem. So itself a symbolic location for a meeting such as this one, again, bringing together social activists from across the spectrum of issues and from across the spectrum of sectors of Israeli society. After the meeting, we were able to speak to a number of the activists who participated in it. Here's some of what they had to say about their work, about their impressions, about what they told Secretary Blinken, and about how they felt he responded to the messages that they were sending.
As Arabs, we need to work twice as harder as others in order to receive maybe half of the recognition. So as an entrepreneur and a businessman, it is super difficult because challenges could be, starting from finding jobs even in the high-tech industry. And what we do at Loop is that we empower these kids to dream, hope, and to open for them doors and provide them with opportunities that I didn't have back then when I was a kid.
And how did Secretary Blinken respond to what you were saying?
Yeah, so he was curious to learn about it, about my story, about what I have to say, especially as an Arab, and how he and the U.S. government can continue help, support, and assist, so we can build a better future for the next generations.
For me, it was very important to represent not just me and my personal concern, but really my organizations and also the challenges that the whole LGBTQ plus community is facing right now at the current political climate, political situation in Israel. I told him that the current situation is actually quite frightening. He did voice a lot of empathy and a lot of and a genuine want to think and to learn from each other and to think about solutions to this problem.
From the perspective of Antony Blinken and the Biden administration, it's fair to surmise that this meeting was put on the agenda to send a message. First of all, an older American message that the United States cares about the Israeli-Palestinian peace process, cares about what happens in Jerusalem, cares about coexistence within Israel between Jews and Arabs. But of course, there's also that newer message, and that's the message we heard from the secretary during his press conference with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu about the importance that this administration places on civil society, on interacting with civil society, particularly against the backdrop of the debate about the proposed judicial overhaul by Israel's new government. So, of course, an important message being sent not only by the activists, not only within the meeting from Secretary Blinken to the activists, but a message to all of us about how the Biden administration sees this part of the world and sees U.S.-Israeli relations shaping up in the months to come. For now, Owen Alterman, I-24 News, at Fieldbait in Jerusalem.